2017. I'm here with Daniel Beck, some technical specialist at Argos. Daniel, could you please explain your professional background?
I've been in IT for around about 20 years. I've worked in various different roles. I've been kind of a technical architect previously, as well as partly in project management. So I've ran a lot of different projects for different organisations, as well as made sure that they can actually deliver to them by designing them in the first place. I got into SAM about 5 or 6 years ago. Actually, probably fell into SAM a lot further ago than that, but actually decided to make the full move about 5 or 6 years ago and specialise in SAM rather than continuing on with technical architecture.
And what have been your key experiences in SAM and SLM during that time?
I came into Argos while Argos was quite immature in relation to SAM, and my main goal there was to go into a greenfield site. And although I preach SAM and used to preach SAM as part of consultancy, I really wanted to take a greenfield site and actually show them how to actually go ahead and do SAM. So in the past 2.5 years that I've been at Argos, I've taken them on that journey from a very immature practice to what I would consider quite a mature practice. They were very risk averse to start off with, and now actually they're quite acceptable of risk, especially when it comes down to software asset management and the relationship between them and vendors. So we're much more prepared to take a hardline view at vendors and more prepared to actually do more things. So when I go back to the organisation asking for money to do different ideas within SAM, they're much more receptive.
And how has software license management developed within Argos during the past years?
Before, what we ended up doing is we ended up having a tool that was put in place before I ended up joining the organisation. And we went from there to bringing me on board. We now have a team of 3 full-time members of staff and 6 contractors. We're moving more to getting another 3 members of staff to work as analysts on a day-to-day basis in order to ensure that our tools are kept up to date. And that's taken a number of years to convince the various people within the organisation the value of SAM by providing the savings that they really want. So in the first few years we've provided multiple millions of pounds worth of savings by showing them how, if you mature in SAM, you can make better business decisions. And now they come towards when they want to get more software, when they want to develop more software, or when the architects want to put in different things.
What do you think? What are the top software asset management pitfalls?
Okay, so I would probably say is the biggest pitfall is people get bogged down in the day-to-day running of software asset management. It's very easy to think about compliance as being the main be-all and end-all of your job, but actually compliance has really very little value to the end business itself. The better thing is to actually start managing up the organisation, getting in with the C-levels by talking to your CTO, trying to get meetings with your CFO and your CEO if you can. Admittedly, I still struggle with my CEO. He has a very busy agenda, but I do get meetings with my CTO quite a lot. I do often get meetings at least once a quarter with my CFO, and being able to manage their expectations and the things that they want to drive out of SAM, which often aren't the things that you always want to drive out of SAM. So if you get stuck in that day-to-day running rather than actually managing up and actually trying to drive SAM forward, then that's probably the largest pitfall.
Later today you're going to moderate an interactive session on audit sharp practices. Could you sum up what you want to discuss with your peers?
Yeah, so this year I decided to kind of call out the vendors for what they are. Basically a bunch of crooks half the time. Basically try and talk to people about what their experiences are with it. I mean, look, if you get constantly getting fucked over by vendors, then really you need to do something about it. A lot of the time vendors forget that I'm the customer, it's my money you want, and actually start treating me like a customer rather than treating me like a wallet that you can rob all the time. So I want to talk to people and get their experiences of how vendors have treated them over the past years and how they think that vendors should treat them in the future. What I want to get across to vendors is actually maybe you should stop treating us in the same way you have been doing as just a revenue stream, and actually my maintenance money that I'm paying you each year is being given to your auditors in order to come in and to take more money from me. Maybe you should actually treat me like a customer and have more of a long-term relationship rather than the short-term goals.
Is that a big problem in the retail industry?
I would actually say it's a big problem throughout all the industries. I mean, you only have to look at the amount of money that's spent on auditing teams for a lot of the large vendor firms, and the amount of money they get through audit activities to find out that it's one of their largest revenue streams. You know, selling software isn't as profitable as going out and actually getting someone to pay you money for a perceived breach of contract. So I would just say to people is actually, you know, the firmer you get with them and some of the things that they put in the contract, the things they put in their contracts are there just purely as a revenue stream. I mean, when you've got something in a contract that says that if you lease cars today and you can't sell them tomorrow because that's a change of your business, well, I should be able to sell what I like. I'm still using your software the same way. Well, the way I do business shouldn't make any difference to you. So why should you get additional money just because I decided to sell cars rather than lease them?
Is it your first time at the SAM?
Sam Jordan, yes.
So what are your first impressions?
First impressions, good opening speech. I really like the guy from Goldsberg. I like it when people inject a little bit of humour. I mean, Sam can be a really dry subject, and I like to inject humour when I'm talking. And in order to, I like to also come down and actually say to people that, look, it's great talking about theory and it's great talking about, you know, all the things that we should be doing, but actually on a day-to-day, this is the shit you get involved with. And actually come down to, you know, let's sort it out on every day.
Well, thank you very much for your insights, and I wish you a lovely conference.
Thank you very much.